Well, it was weird because it sounded like you were throttling because you were breaking up on Discord as well.
Okay, so it looks like the thing is, it never went
Oh.
offline in slobs.
You're back, I think.
That's really weird. Huh. Oh my god. So yeah, I thought I had the slobs issue resolved because I started running in admin mode. I can't outsmart. I cannot outsmart a shitty program. I've got to change to OBS. So anyways, sorry stream. Sorry about that.
Boop.
So yeah, boop. I was saying I wanted to get into a little bit of like your past life. Because you used to do some really not used to. You still do some really interesting things.
But I know what you mean.
When the other day, and I know not the other day, but like a couple of weeks ago, when Cockwada was visiting, you know that I went to a castle and they were having a concert series there, and I was like, the first thing I thought was, oh my god, Moomin would love this lighting setup. Like I thought you would be looking at it and finding it interesting. Or finding all the things that were wrong with it. So I took a picture of it and sent it to you. I did send it to you, didn't I?
I think so.
I took a picture of it and I sent it to you because I was like, Moo would love this. So tell us what did you used to do with lighting? Because I think it's kind of fascinating.
I was a theatre lighting designer, which basically means I was brought in at the start of the project along with everybody else, the set designer, costume designer, the director, all that kind of stuff right at the beginning. And I work with the director and set designer most closely. And basically I would go through the script and I would write what would be happening with the lighting any given moment on stage, and basically I would design the look of the show along with the set designer.
All right, Dave, no problem. Sorry.
And then that would go through all the way to the technical aspect where I then will say, okay, well, this scene, I've said I want this to happen. How does that technically achieve? So I'd have to know every type of light fixture there is and which ones I need to create that effect. And then I'd work with my production electricians to make that happen. And then all the way through to putting it up, focusing all the lights individually, whether that be me actually on a ladder or me telling someone what to do. Programming the lighting desk again, whether that be me or sometimes I had a programmer working for me. Creating all the cues, and then all the way through to opening night. And that was what I...
That is so cool. Hey, Hector, how you doing?
It was fun. But I did it for 10 years, and it was good while it happened. And then the theatre industry is quite toxic. So it was a mix of feeling like that chapter had ended, along with, I mean, it coincided with COVID happening, which put a stop to theatre. And me feeling like, I'm ready for something else now.
So it was, you didn't work just in theater, though. Didn't you also work on some TV shows? Yeah,
I did lighting for TV. I worked on Sex Education. I also...
Like, you say that so fucking casually. Like, oh, I work for Sex Education. Like, that's one of my favorite shows. And it's just, you're just like, oh, yeah, I did that thing. And that, in like, that episode, that was my lighting. And, well, like, just so fucking casually. Like, oh, my God.
There's, I think it's the end of season 2. There's a big musical where there's a giant vagina on the stage, something like that. Like a sex ed musical type thing, and I did the lighting for that.
That is like so awesome.
The interesting thing with TV is you just kind of show up and you're given absolutely no context. I hadn't and still don't watch the show, so I had no idea who anybody was. No idea what was happening like prior. We didn't know what episode this was. You just get told like this is what needs to happen, and then you just do it, and it's such a bizarre.
Did he just say he
Well,
did say giant vagina?
it was a giant vagina.
So
I know that the doorway to the school hall was definitely a vagina.
So here's the thing. I mean,
I'm gonna stop saying vagina.
You're gonna scandalize everyone if you keep saying vagina. That is not YouTube talk, young man. Okay, but in all seriousness, I think you would enjoy the show if you watched it. It's a very heartwarming show.
Oh, probably. The main issue for me is that ever since it first came out, all I ever get is that I look identical to Lisa Butterfield.
You're way cuter.
That's very kind of you to say. But
you are. I mean,
literally,
he's a cutie pie, but yeah.
People were texting me saying, "Oh my god, you're on Sex Education," and it's like, well, I'm not. But
I mean, there's a resemblance.
Like,
you could probably charge people for your autograph if you were unscrupulous. I mean,
so it's a bit uncanny when I see him.
Yeah.
Oh dear, is Kayara's just getting like bits of vagina.
Bits of vagina. Oh, you never want a bit of a vagina. I mean, you either want the whole thing or you want none at all.
Definitely none at all.
Yes. So you also have worked with one of my favorite, was it TV shows or just one of my favorite people from one of my favorite TV shows? People. So tell us a little bit about that, because when I first heard that, I was like, oh my god, not only are you talented, amazing, kind, cute, you also just know like the coolest people. So let's talk, let's discuss. All right.
Well, alongside writing, I did a lot of production management, and I worked with a lot of comedians mainly, and TV personalities. And I would just kind of oversee their projects. So they'd tell me what they want to do, and I would make it happen. And one of those people was Jinx Monsoon.
Jinx Monsoon! I'm just like, When you first told me that, I about lost my mind. So what did you do for Jinx Monsoon? Because I don't think we talked too much about it because I was too busy hemorrhaging.
That's fine.
Like, my brain was just like.
So it's always difficult to like how I refer to him, because I knew him as him. So I will refer to Jerick as him.
Okay. Jinx Monsoon is quite a famous drag queen.
Winner of season 5 of RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yes.
So he was coming over to the UK to tour his existing tour that he did with Major Scales, who is a musician.
Right.
And they needed someone to manage the tour. So it was easier in the fact that the show already existed. We were just kind of like translating it for UK audiences. But again, it was just kind of like I was
okay. Wait. I'm sorry. Wait. Okay, so it's an American. You've got to translate it for UK audiences. What is like? You're making sure it's
just like
crisps instead of chips, or like
not so literally. No, just more like just they had the show that they did there, and we needed to kind of like repurchase everything, and obviously some things couldn't be done exactly the same.
Right.
The show revolved around a chaise longue, so we had to source that. There was also some stuff like the costumes.
Did you just say Chase Lounge?
No, I definitely did not.
Can you also translate Dutch, Moomin?
I literally know nothing in Dutch, I'm afraid. And costume is obviously a massive part for drag queens. So I was responsible for Jinx's costume or costumes.
Oh
So
my god.
there was literally a day that I was stood in a laundrette in Brighton uh, washing Jinx Monsoon's clothes. So that was part of my life at that point.
That's so you were traveling then because the show is
Oh
probably
yeah,
held all over the UK, right? Thank
I
you for
drove
the
the van
lore
as well.
clip. You drove the van as well?
We had there's a custom van that was half like blacked out windows, passenger bit, and then half van for all of the stuff.
Wow. I mean,
It was good fun.
you really have you've really lived a lot of life.
Well,
And you're
I'm
very young, and you really lived a lot of life. Like it's really
I'm a great
cool to
believer
see.
in like life being made up of journeys, and you go on these little journeys. Like so many people kind of um, they tell themselves like, "Oh, I'm going to get a job, and then that is just my job for the rest of my life, and then I'm going to retire." I don't believe that's the way things should be. I think you should seek happiness in doing something, and when that thing's boring, stop doing it. Do something else. We are only here once. Like, don't waste your life.
Exactly.
So hence why I did the lighting thing. I've done working with comedians. I've toured with a drag queen. Um, I've taken a show to Broadway. I've lit a show in the West End. Like, I've done those things. I'm content with that, and now I'm ready to move on and do other things.
So that kind of begs the question: what is next?
Well, what is next for me? Obviously, I've got my current job that I'm doing, which is top secret due to possible doxing.
Yes.
But beyond that, I don't know. I just like to see where things go, and when I get excited by something, I'll pursue it.
Ah,
Yes,
very
feed
cool.
dinosaurs.
Feed dinosaurs. Yes. You'd probably be feeding yourself to dinosaurs if that were the case, but you know, either way, you'd be feeding dinosaurs.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, that's that part of my
That
life. I did a lot of stuff with comedians. It was like the main
so
thing that was kind of consistent.
is that kind of where you honed that sarcastic bite that you have?
Oh, definitely.
Ooh,
Like
a new
why I spent
follower.
so much time with
Thank
them.
you so much for the follow, Jimmy. I appreciate it. Welcome in.
Like seeing their process, and I would be part of their writing process, and like they'd be bouncing jokes off me and asking for my opinion, and like there's no way that stuff can't rub off on you, and like you learn about comedic timing and all this stuff. So it was it's definitely beneficial for me in what I do now.
Awesome. So there's been a couple of people joining the stream, so let me just catch everybody up on what's going on tonight. I'm doing one of my interview series. I'm holding a series of interviews of gamers, Daisy gamers, Planet Coaster gamers, streamers, YouTubers, non-streamers. The only requirement for the interview is to be a gamer. And tonight I'm interviewing Moomin Littlesocks, who is a dear friend of mine, one of my mods, and a very, very well-known Planet Coaster YouTuber. So we're just kind of digging the dirt right now. So I mean, the sarcasm and the wit are really, aside from your amazing builds, which you know it's a huge reason that pushes you forward is that you're very creative and you're very talented, and you make parks that are very realistic and people can see themselves in them. But I think one of the things that I keep seeing people say over and over and over again, one of the things that I really appreciate is that humor that you inject into your videos.
Yeah.
Like when you very first started out, because I watched some of your earliest stuff, and the
There's
humor.
a lot less of it.
Huh?
There's a lot less of it the further you go back.
There is a lot, but yeah, you've definitely, it was always there, but you've definitely honed it. So how are you changing that humor? Like when people tell you how much they love the sarcasm, do you play it up even more in future episodes?
Genuinely, like when I'm writing the script for an episode, it's essentially like, so the way I do it is I time lapse the video first, and then I sit there and I watch the time lapse back, and then every time I do something new, I pause it and then I think of what I'm going to say. So I'm describing what I'm doing, but with each thing that I'm doing, I like to add something funny or sarcastic with it. So, and normally what I do is if I'm struggling with that, I'll go through it and I'll just literally write what I'm doing. So I'll just say, like, I'm looking at a script now, and this is for the new series. So it could just be as simple as, with the coaster complete, it's time for some custom supporting, and that's just like that's what it is. But then other times I'll shove in something normally a bit random. So here I say, I created one side, mirrored it precisely, then span that baby round, right round. And just like that little
yeah,
bit
there it is.
of like just something. And normally what I do is I'll write all the basic stuff, and then I'll go back over the script again, and then I'll just add little things like that I just want to, I'm not aiming to make people like roar with laughter, just like put a smile on people's as they're watching it, make it more interesting.
So has there been anything that you've done that's really surprised you, like the confetti Jerry? Did you think that was going to blow up the way that it did when you did it?
No, that was like such a throwaway line at the end. I obviously had the idea that I wanted it to be, he wanted confetti, and it was a very disappointing amount of confetti. But no, I didn't think that would be the main takeaway from it.
Like, I mean, that kind of became a meme even, and it's
100%.
such a prevalent part of your culture.
Yeah,
of the Moomin culture.
It's an emote. It's a channel point reward for Channel 5 Gaming. It's now merch. You can literally get Confetti Please Jerry on a t-shirt. Yeah, it's mad. I mean, a matter of time is a whole thing in itself.
Oh, it is. Like the and the line family. Like
oh, from Subject 8. Yeah.
Yes. That one was so good. Like just the whole, that also kind of took off too. I mean, so when you do these things, are they really surprising? Like, do you have an idea of like, oh, this is really funny to me, this is going to take off, but that's not what takes off. It's something else. Like, are you surprised by what really kind of gets ingrained as part of the Moomin culture?
No, I think I never write anything that I think is going to stick. I'm very happy that it does, but my main aim is just to tell a story and entertain.
Well, you definitely do both of those things well, and then you do it with like this amazing technical expertise that just blows my mind.
I think that's it. Like, I love the idea. Like, if I was given the platform to, I would write a TV show, but I don't have that. So, but what I do have is, thankfully, a channel that people watch and the ability to create dark rides. And I think when you're from the outside looking in, when I'm explaining to my in-laws what it is I do, it just goes way over their head. Like, that I create virtual rides in a video game, but I'm telling a story through that. Even the voice actors who I get to voice characters like Jerry and the agent and Jeremina, like, I don't think they have any idea what they're doing the voices for. They just kind of like, they give me the files and then that's it. And I'll always send them the finished thing, and they always go, "Oh, that's cool," but I guarantee they have absolutely no clue what it is that I do.
Yeah, probably.
But that's fine anyway. It's a nice, like, it's that in our community we have this thing, and it's technically what's it called? Matt. Oh, come on. I'm gonna remember.
Yeah, don't ask my brain to go. My brain just nope.
Hang on, leave it with me. Machinima.
Oh, okay.
Thing.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yes,
that
yes.
thing where it's like you use something that's not intended for it to tell a story.
Right.
This is technically what it is, but yeah, it's a fascinating world that is something that only our community can understand.
You know what? That is absolutely true. Like when I tell people, that I've done voice work and stuff, they're always like, "Oh, like audiobooks?" And I'm like, "No, streaming stuff and YouTube stuff, and I voiced Dark Rides in a video game." And they're like, "Huh?"
Yeah. When I said I spoke to my mum earlier, and I said that I was doing this interview on a stream, and she was like, "Oh, what is that, like a Zoom call?" And I was like, "Oh God."
That is so wholesomely adorable.
Yeah,
I can't stand it.
We'll just go with that, Mum.
Is that a Zoom call? Oh my God. Yes. We'll say it is. Absolutely. I love that.
I told my sister about this, and she threatened to come along, but thankfully I don't think she has.
Oh, well, I mean, that would be fun. Oh my God. I can't spell thick. Oh my God. I can't spell thick.
Because you're trying to spell it like the meme way, aren't you?
I'm trying to spell it. Oh my God. Yeah. I was trying to, so I'm old, right? So I learned how to type, like on a typewriter. And, so I touch type, but my gaming keyboard doesn't have the little nubby on the keys that lets me know that my fingers are on the correct home key.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just sitting here like typing "fuck" over and over and over again.
I came to the sad realization the other day. I was watching a Markiplier video where he was learning to touch type, and I only use my index fingers for typing.
Oh wow,
which is a bit bizarre, isn't it?
No, I know a lot of people who type like that, but I don't.
But I tested it, and I type about 70 words a minute, which I think is like pretty good. But like, I do that just with my index fingers. But I admire anyone who can touch type.
Yeah, I learned how to touch type in 8th grade. It was a long time ago.
So a couple of years ago, then.
Yeah. Yes. You betcha. Jared, what's up? Thick. Yeah. We should just always spell it that way. Thick. So
yeah, sometimes I do struggle with adding the humor. Like I have to be in the right mood to write the scripts.
Yeah. Well, that's reasonable. I mean, I think that makes perfect sense.
And something I've voiced to you quite a few times is obviously, so every single episode of mine, I always have some kind of intro, and it's normally something random, whether it be me talking in French or me writing a whole flipping sitcom in Planet Coaster.
Yeah.
But I always want something. But then there are times where I'm just like, I've got no idea what to do, and like I'll message you, and I've messaged Cockwaddle, I'll be like, I need ideas, please. So you guys have helped me out with that one. But yeah, you definitely have to be in like the right frame of mind.
Yeah, and you definitely prefer to have things planned. You're not super fond of ad-libbing any of it, really.
Absolutely. This is me out of my comfort zone, and I'm literally sweating at the moment.
Oh my God. I know. I was really, when I asked you if you wanted to do this, I was wondering about that. I was like, I'm asking my friend to do something that's going to make him uncomfortable. And I hesitated to ask you, but I was like, I also thought that you might enjoy it.
Oh no, I absolutely am. And it is something that I wanted to, don't get me wrong, I'm very busy creating content at the moment, but for everyone who watches my stuff, there's not been anything, so I feel like this is a nice thing to do, just to kind of like say, hey, I'm still alive, and yeah, get everyone together.
Yeah, I agree. I was very excited because I haven't gotten to talk to you in a long time. I mean, yeah, there was a time when we could get together once a week and just play Raft and have a chat, or yeah, even you just come hang out on stream with me, and it was always so nice. But yeah, like things change, and So yeah, it's nice to get to know Moomin a little bit. You know, I think people
Meaning.
always are a little bit human. I think people are always a little bit curious about the content creators that they kind of invest their watch time in. You
Absolutely.
know, of course, we don't want to expose too much of our private lives, but it is nice to kind of let them see the human side of things too. I think.
It is like it's been fascinating getting to know Nerd Chacho.
Oh yeah, I
Like
really like Chach. Oh, a
who
lot.
he
Oh.
is behind his YouTube character, who and it is completely different.
Oh yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
obviously, I'm not going to
He's
give anything away, but like, yeah, the character that he portrays on YouTube is vastly different to the man behind it,
well.
and I find that fascinating.
We're gonna find out a little bit about that man too, because we've got Nerd Chacho on the schedule for an interview as well.
I'm very excited for that one.
So yeah, that's going to be quite exciting. And we keep talking about he and I doing a like a pass back and forth park and then live streaming it with each other, but we'll see. Like it's busy times right now, but
So that
looking
would be
forward to your
very.
new stuff. You
Me
voted
too.
for a Moomin video sooner rather than later, and you stand by it.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, what I
Yeah, no,
mean,
like right now, here is full transparency. Are you ready?
I am totally ready for full transparency.
So right now, episode 1 is already on YouTube, hidden, ready to go. I've time lapsed episode. Where is it? A very Welsh park. Time lapsed episode 2, 3, and 4. I've written the script for 2 and 3, and I've started the script for 4, and I'm recording the voiceovers on Friday, which means I can then put the full episodes together for 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that will be 4 episodes completely done, hopefully by the end of the week. Knowing full well that episode 12 will be the tour, episode 11 will be strictly backstage stuff. So that stuff's kind of like already planned in my head.
Right.
Which only leaves 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. 5, I've created the content in the park, is already done, and it's been recorded, so that only needs time lapsing and editing. So really, just 5 more episodes. So technically, it feels like we're halfway there.
Yeah. But I mean, basically, you are. So, um, how long does each episode take you between the build that you do and doing all of the editing, rendering, and like all of the active parts of it? How long does each episode take you to make?
When I was out of work, I could do it in a week, which is why a Very British Park, I was able to build it with taking feedback from people and then implementing it into the next week. Now that I actually have a full-time job, it takes absolutely forever. So I build the stuff for the episode, which in itself is overcomplicated because, like now you're building, you're not thinking about anything apart from you're just building. So you can take your time. It doesn't matter if you do a whole thing and then delete it again. When I'm building for the episodes, I'm very aware that I'm recording that in 1080p using masses of storage, being very aware of how much time I'm taking to build each thing.
Oh,
And
wow.
knowing that I will also have to go back and watch every second of this to cut out all of the boring bits where I'm spinning the camera around or I make a mistake and go back, I cut all of that out. So I'm already very aware when I'm building. Then I take all the footage, transfer it off of my other computer onto my laptop. I then, as I said, I go through it, I cut out all the boring bits, which I think is what, in my opinion, makes my content slightly better than, say, other ones where they would just upload a time lapse where you can see all the bits in between.
Right.
There's none of that in mine. I get rid of anything that's remotely like unrelated or just faffy or repetitive. So if I've been doing like the same coving for a whole building, I'll only show a bit of it.
Right.
And then once I've done a full edit of all of that stuff, I'll then times it by speed it up 4 times, which hopefully by that point it's about 20 minutes time lapse. Then stop me if it's boring. Then as I said, I watch the time lapse back.
Right.
I write the script. That normally takes me half a day. Then I record the voiceover in a soundproof booth.
Oh my god! Really?
Yeah, it's important for me that I get, because the voice is such a big thing that people want. So
yeah, the voice is really big. Yeah.
I want it to be as best it can be. Record the voiceover, and at that point it's easy because then I just need to record some cinematics. I get about 5-6 cinematic shots, and then it's just a matter of putting it all together at that point, which is the most rewarding part. I take the cinematics from the previous episode for the introduction. I then whack the time lapse in, put the voiceover in the right places, to put the outro cinematics from the current park, put the end screen on the end, and then upload it to YouTube.
I mean, this is one of the things that sets your videos apart from so many other people, I think, is the level of production that goes into it. Like, you really have a hugely professional level of production, like right down to the sound booth. Like, I didn't even know that. Like, holy shit, dude, that's nuts. What's up, Nate? How you doing?
I think, as I said right at the beginning, it was important for me when I started the channel to have a unique selling point. And for me, it was the hopefully funny, sarcastic British voiceover, but also, as you said, the high quality production value. I was bored of watching, like, you could be an incredible Planko builder, but if the content's not interesting to watch, or it's riddled with little mistakes, like boring stuff that could be cut out, or your title's got a spelling mistake in it, like all that kind of stuff, like that's what frustrates me, and I lose my immersion. I think I want my content to be as good as something you could watch on Netflix.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've got it. You've got the writing, you've got the production, you've got the quality, you've got the creativity. I think you have all of it. And I feel so called out right now because somebody pointed out a typo in freaking title of my YouTube video the other day.
Okay, well, that wasn't directed at you in any way.
No, I know it wasn't.
But no, it's funny. I just see, like, I feel bad because I see people go, hey, check out my new video. I'm starting a new channel, and I'll go to it. And if the title is all in lowercase, there's no capitalization, there's a spelling mistake, like
right.
That's not me insulting that person, because even me, I will just double check things. I will Google to make sure I spelt something right. I will make sure it's presented how it should be, because I care about it and I want people to see that I care.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely obvious. And I think it helps to have that theater background too. Like, I really struggle with YouTube. Because I have no knowledge of any kind of video production or video editing. Like, I have zero, and it's such a struggle for me. So I'm one of those people, I just throw my raw streams up. It's what I do. That's what I know how to do, and that's what I have time to do right now.
Yeah, I mean,
but like, it's yeah, YouTube is a whole different beast. Now, I know you love to have that super high quality production, and you love to have a lot of control. So,
especially down to how the YouTube video is formatted as well. Like, even after it's uploaded, there's stuff I need to think about. Like, I need to do this, like the subtitles. I need to put the hashtags on the video. I need to do the timestamps. I need to make sure it's got, like, I mean, don't get me started on title and thumbnail. Like, it's become such a huge thing nowadays of, like, it's all about getting people to click through to the video. It's all
yeah, it is. I know that you and our Chacho both, like, in our little group chat are always, okay, which thumbnail? Okay, which thumbnail? Okay,
well,
which thumbnail?
I'm very jealous that Chacho has a thumbnail guy now. Like, I want a thumbnail guy. Like, it's so much. It's sad when, like, you can put so much work into the video, but ultimately it just depends on the thumbnail as to whether people watch it or not.
Right.
Like, that's a scary thought.
It
uh,
is. It is. It really is.
or the title. Like my titles used to be very like clinical, like it would just be Planet Coaster, episode one, blah blah blah. But I had tried to move away from that. I'd make it a bit more casual, but still, it's still like I can't step away too much from the formality that I know.
Hey, what's up, Beartastic? How you doing? Hey, Noob, what's going on? So, well, and so that level of control and obsession with perfection and detail, um, does it? And I know that you can't right now because you're working full time and these videos take forever to use. But have you ever thought about how you would handle that if you decided to stream? Because there's so much that's out of your control. You help me with my streams a lot, so you see how much work I put in to making things like the best quality that I possibly can. But I'm still at the mercy of the programs that I use,
Yeah.
and that you have to relinquish such a huge amount of control. I feel like you have a lot more control over the quality of YouTube. How do you think that would affect your mindset if you did decide to live stream one day?
For me, my interest stops as soon as I realize I would have to be comfortable just talking to myself. Because and that's the first step for any streamer is like even if you've got no viewers, you still need to be talking.
Yeah.
And pretending that there are people there. And that's something that's like I have huge respect for because
Yeah, Beartastic says hello.
hello Beartastic.
And Flip is back. Welcome back, Flip.
I don't I well, this is a perfect example. Like I stumble over words a lot and I don't know what to say unless it's written in front of me. Or people are asking me very clear questions like yourself. So that's the point that I've already tapped out because I don't think the reason that people like my YouTube channel doesn't translate to live streams, in my opinion. It's what you said. It's about being clean and well edited and concise, and me just rambling whilst I build stuff. I don't think would make for good content.
Yeah, it's the multitasking. Like it is. It's managing a lot of different personalities and trying to keep a conversation going. Yeah, sometimes even if you're the only one in the room. And it's funny because I look at YouTube, I look at what you do on YouTube, and I just think to myself, I think we've had several discussions. Like I get so overwhelmed just even opening up a video editing software and thinking about all the stuff that goes into making, like the YouTube quality video. And I'm just like, nah, fuck it. I'm just chucking my little shorts up there that I do and my interviews up there kind of in their raw thing just because it's such an intimidating thing to me. Like I think for me, and it might just be personality driven, but for me YouTube seems so freaking daunting and so much more technically terrifying than streaming.
I like the fact that you can just kind of like once you've made the video and like you can make sure that you're happy with that video before you even think of uploading it. Like that's done on your end and then you just upload it and then after that it's just up to the algorithm, like who's going to watch it. Like at the end of the day that bit doesn't matter. Like if a video flops, it flops. Like at least I'm happy with the video that I put up there. Whereas with a stream, like once you hit go live, you don't know what's going to happen, and then once it's out there, it's out there. There's no taking it back.
That is true.
That's more terrifying to me.
Yeah, I think it comes down to the huge respect for streamers. The single figure number of times I've tried it, it is so exhausting. It is. It definitely is exhausting. I mean, after a stream, especially like an 8-hour stream, I'm wiped. Even a 5-hour stream, it's I'm mentally and kind of emotionally wiped.
You're literally taking a room of people and keeping them entertained for 7 hours. Like that's mad.
I try.
And you succeed.
But I'd love to talk, so that helps.
You're very good at talking.
Aw, thank you. I see.
You're very good at filling empty space.
Like, this was something that I used to get in trouble for continuously when I was in school. You know, there was no there's no room for somebody who's a chatterbox. That's a very undesirable trait. Um, so it was not ever going to be useful to me, but now it is. Yay! What's up, Ethan? How you doing? Let's get you a shout out real quick. Oh, Dolga's on top of it. Look at that. Yeah, so you did 4 hours for Planko Console Groups contest and literally couldn't speak the next day. Yeah, when I first started streaming, I had a job at the time where I was on a webcam 10 hours a day teaching. So it was nothing for me to talk. Streaming takes less effort than YouTube. Yeah, video editing takes a lot of time. Yeah, Beartastic, that's what I was just talking to Moomin about. I was asking him. So I'm doing an interview. I'm interviewing Moomin. But in my own poet style. It's more of a conversation with questions peppered in, right? And I was asking Moomin how long he spends per episode, and we have like not week but weeks of work per episode.
Long.
Thank you, Kiara. Yeah, video editing is not for you. Ethan, exactly. I'll leave it up to the pros. Now, I have 3 excellent quality videos on my YouTube. They were all 3 done by Moomin. The other shit videos that are on there have been done by me. Welcome to An Evening with Moomin Littlesocks. With your host, Poet.
The time-lapsing of and editing of episode 4 took me 4 days.
4 days.
4 days. Just to take all of the footage from me building and bringing it down to 20 minutes. Took 4 days.
That is just insane.
Exhausting.
And then, yes, it is TMTK. Yes, these plants are TMTK. And you have to have so much freaking memory to be able, like, I was recording stuff and all of a sudden it's like, Doom, 2 500 SSD cards were full. And I think I recorded like maybe, I don't know, just, it didn't seem like much. It might have been like 15 or 18 hours of DayZ footage. And I was like, what the fuck? This is nuts.
Let's have a look right now. So episode 4. Okay, episode 4. So all the raw footage from that is 83 gigabytes of video.
Oh my god. How do you do it? To be fair, Moomin, your content is very high quality. Yes, Beartastic. He was just telling us about how he has a sound booth that he records in, and yeah, everything is super high quality. He's very, very much, I would say, kind of obsessed with quality, and that's a good thing in this case for sure.
So I do have thick memory, but I
you have thick memory.
That's about the only thick thing I have.
The fuck? You say stuff, yeah, and I bet you, like, you don't even crack a smile, do you? Or maybe you get that little tiny small Moomin smile.
I mean, maybe a little.
You look like the cat that just got into the cream, very satisfied with your self smile. So what's next? I know that we've got the Welsh Park series, and we've got the sci-fi collab part coming up. Have you announced everyone who's building in that park yet?
I haven't yet.
Would you like to just drop us one name? Like
maybe I could drop 1 or 2 names.
Yeah. We're interested to know who's going to be involved in this next park.
I need to remember who it is. It is called, also here you can hear it here first. The park is called Little Lunar Outpost.
Little Lunar Outpost. Isn't that beautiful?
And
when you're done with that, remind me that I've got a question from Plip for you.
Okay, I'll give you 3. I'll give you 4 people who are in it. Okay. terribly exciting, isn't it?
I'm super 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 excited. Hello, Ivan. How are you doing tonight?
Okay.
Hey,
So, like,
PJB.
I can confirm episode 1 will be the one and only Cockwaddle.
Cockwaddle.
Episode 2 will be, of course, the one and only Nerd Chacho, because he's the only person I trust to build coasters for me.
Nerd Chacho.
Do I give away the big name or not?
I mean, the big name. It just, I might scream. I think I made quite a noise when you told me to begin with. I was like, ah!
Okay, well, I'll save him till last. The third name I can give you is I pronounce this right. Bugul.
Ooh, Bagul.
A big name in the Channel 5 community.
Very big, yes.
His, I think I'm right in saying he created the War of the Worlds poster that won a contest very recently, which was phenomenal. And finally, the last name I'll give you is. Are you ready, Poet?
I don't know if I can do Yeah, right.
I can confirm because I already have his blueprint.
Oh my god, it's already done. Oh, wow.
The one and only original Planet Coaster content creator, Masked Bandit.
I'm just gonna keep fangirling every time I hear the name. I can't handle it.
Yeah, very exciting.
Oh, it's super exciting.
Because the thing is, like, each time I put out requests to all of these big people, like Geekism and that bunch, expecting them to just ignore me, like Geekism does.
Yep.
Both times.
Yep.
And yeah, Mars Bandit replied, which was lovely.
Yeah, that's
only
really
replied,
cool.
but said he would do it.
Yeah, because he's not really doing any content right now. So.
Well, it's funny, since he's done this, he's started making videos again.
Has he? I have my little bell clicked on him. I haven't seen it come through YouTube.
Yeah, I think he's only just started doing stuff again.
Nice.
I'm not going to say that I brought him back, but I think I definitely brought him back.
Yeah, so Moomin Littlesocks brings on the return of Masked Bandit.
Pretty much.
And for everybody who's new to Planet Coaster, Masked is absolutely great. Great builds, great fun to watch. It's like very down to earth kind of guy too.
I believe. Let's have a look.
Your favorite by a long shot. Nice.
16,000 subscribers. Not too bad, is it?
No. I mean,
Well, I'm gonna overtake him soon.
Let's just say, I was about to say, you're gonna be surpassing that very quickly. So how does that feel? Because you've gone to work full time, so you're not churning out content at the same rate, but your channel's actually starting to grow. I think even faster than it was before.
Yeah, it's bizarre. I don't understand it, but I think it's great. It's comforting, like, to know that provided I continue to just create content, that my videos clearly have like a passive viewing.
Yes.
People come back and they watch it, and they're rewatchable clearly, which is very nice to know, because it makes me feel as if I don't have to be like that kind of YouTuber where I'm just churning out content. It's just like that there can be a gap where somehow my viewership and subscribers is going up faster when I'm not doing anything, and I can just take a break and come back, and then we'll do 12 weeks of a very Welsh park, and then we can take another little break, and that system is clearly working for YouTube, and more so on a personal level. I feel very grateful that the people that my viewers and and now friends in the community are very nice to me. Like, they're very patient, and I appreciate that everything that everyone says to me, that they'll wait as long as they need to wait, and that's always lovely to hear.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's one of the good things about starting to be known is that there's loyalty. You know, we have a really, in terms of games, we have a very small gaming community. Planet Coasters is an older game. We haven't had an update since 2019. We seem to be largely forgotten by the developer. But the fan base that we do have remains fiercely loyal and very excited about new content being put out by the people who are, you know, essentially kind of keeping the game alive by streaming it or YouTubing it.
Yeah.
And yeah, really, quality is definitely worth waiting for. So the future of YouTube, the future of Moomin Littlesocks, the future of the channel. What are we thinking?
The thing is, like, as I said, I'm happy to just keep putting out content at a steady pace. But the thing is, like, I know that there's a cap, I guess, because I'm not willing, I don't think, to venture outside of Planet Coaster. I don't feel the need to, and I don't think people want it. So within the realm of Planet Coaster, we can see, using Channel 5 Gaming as a benchmark, that 100k is kind of like
where you're going to get.
That's your upper limit. And so knowing that, and don't get me wrong, like, if I could ever reach 100k, that'd be incredible. Like, and you can make a passive income off of that level.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So if we're talking about, like, whether I could make it my full-time thing or not, like, it's definitely still feasible. Whether I'll get there with what I do, I'm not sure, to be honest. It's always going to be a balance of, like, knowing what it is people want from me, because that's all that matters, really, isn't it? Like, I'm making content for people to watch, so I want to know what people want to watch.
Yeah, that's true. It is. It's always taking that feedback from people, and it sometimes it's not verbal feedback, or it's not in comments. Sometimes it's looking at the data to find out what the feedback is. You know, what episodes do well versus what episodes don't do well kind of gives you a really good story of what people are responding to. Moomin, when you reach 100k, can you do what you did for the 1k, where you placed down 1k animatronics?
Interesting fact, I deleted that video because I got annoyed that I made a 1k video, and I think after about 6 months, not even 1k people had watched it, so I got rid of it again.
Salty.
Not very salty, but equally, like, it's that is like taking the analytics and dealing with it. Like, I can very easily see what people want to see. Like, my recent video announcing my merch has had pitiful views, and so it's fine. It's like I can just take that and I can accept it and just go, people aren't interested in anything outside of me doing sarcastic Planet Coaster content, and that's fine. Like, I'm at peace with that. So trying to do anything outside of that, well, apparently I can either do one of two things: sarcastic Planet Coaster content of me building stuff, or sarcastic Planet Coaster content that's a bit clickbaity, but giving tips and tricks about the game.
Yeah, that's true. Or speculating about Planet Coaster 2.
Exactly. Like, how to be good at Planet Coaster now has surpassed 150,000 views, which is absolutely
mental. Yeah.
But it was made to be. I literally just had the thought. I was like, can I make a video that literally is the most clickbait Planet Coaster title ever, but make it a good video? And apparently I succeeded in that.
Yeah, you did. You have a question, Kiara. I think we talked one time about this, but do you plan another video where you build again what people want you to build? You did one time an entrance this way.
Yeah, there's I've already picked the top comment for the next one. I just do it. But yes, I do plan to continue this series. It's just it's one of those things that and why also I don't know how I'd fare doing it full time is that so much of it relies on motivation, and I don't know how you, Poet, do, knowing, having a set schedule where you do your streams, knowing like on Tuesday, for example, I have to do Planet Coaster for 5 hours. Like that's an incredible thing to task yourself with.
It is.
Like you're not in the mood to build that day. Like I'm more often than not in the mood to build. So
nope. Well, I mean, you've seen me struggle with it. You've
yeah.
seen me struggle with it, and I was doing it 6 days a week, so that's why I decided to bring in another game, because I couldn't. You can't. You just can't do it long term. Like, I don't think that you'll find a streamer who does. I mean, Cockwaddle, he does exclusive Planet Coaster,
wow,
pretty much, but not 6 days a week. Like, it is hard to just be creative on demand. It sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
You just can't. Like it. Yeah, I mean that exactly what Kayara was just saying. Like I've opened that park file and I stared at it for about 10 minutes, spanned the camera around, looked at the floor, and then just shut it again. Like you have to be in the mood to build what you're building.
You do. You do.
And
that's why I have a lot of parks.
Yes, that massively helps. And it's why I've decided for a very Welsh park to finish the whole thing in advance, because I don't want to be in a position where because I could start releasing it now and we could get to episode 4 or 5. And then suddenly I'm like, oh, I now have no option. I need to build stuff for next week. Like that's an awful position to be in, because I don't want to build when I don't want to build.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's true. Yeah, some days you get super inspired, you just go hardcore, then the next nothing. Ivan says, do you think it's fair for teachers to give assignments during a vacation? See you later, PJB.
I think Ivan, and listen to me very closely, Ivan, I think you need to take all of your pent-up rage about school and just let it go.
I agree.
That's my advice.
So here's something that you're probably going to roll your eyes at, because it's a very mom-sounding thing to say, but it's something that helps me in my life a lot. If you don't like something that's happening in your life, change that something. If you have zero control over it and you can't change it, then you're gonna have to find a way to change your attitude about it. That's sometimes the choice you're given. You either have to change the situation or change your outlook and your attitude.
No, I don't think that's the solution either, Ivan. You could throw it at a wall.
Ivan's on the struggle bus with the French teacher. So, I mean, now getting back to Planet Coaster a little bit, since we kind of opened the door on that.
Can I just quickly comment on what you were just building and say wholeheartedly, ooh, nice foliage.
Yay! Thank you! You're so damn cute. Oh my god, that's so good. Thank you. Thank you. I'm enjoying it. Yeah, so for Planet Coaster, it was great, wasn't it, Ethan? For Planet Coaster, what's your favorite piece in the game, or game mechanic, or your favorite thing in the game? What's one thing that you were overjoyed that they put in the game?
Goodness. Because my mind immediately went to TMTK, which obviously isn't something that they put in the game. Well, no, I'm thankful that they created the software for us to create TMTK.
Yes, I agree.
Because that is what's kept the game alive. Like, I don't know if we would be where we are now without TMTK. in terms of like the exposure that the game still gets.
I agree. I think TMTK is one of the things that has definitely kept the game alive.
100%. Like we are the fact. Like, imagine if this was just like they were just releasing these assets still now, 6 years later. Like that would be unheard of, unless it's like No Man's Sky, which is still being updated. But like it's essentially like having a game that is still being updated this far down the line.
Right.
But it's the community instead, which they should be very thankful for. And I don't see enough praise from Frontier to the people keeping the game alive.
I will definitely agree with that. That being...
Whether it be content creators or asset creators, there definitely needs to be more love from Frontier. I know that they've got their whole thing is like silence, isn't it? Really, like when it comes to marketing, they don't do anything, and then suddenly they do everything.
Right. And
in this case, like, there's no reason why. Like, I know we get the odd thing, and they'll share a screenshot, and then they'll say something like very like templatey, and just say, "Oh, look how cool this thing is." It's like, how about actually giving like a heartfelt comment, saying, "Hey, thanks Poetry Slam for streaming our game multiple times a week, and showing it off in all its glory, and encouraging people to buy the game," which you undoubtedly have.
Oh,
like,
I have definitely encouraged at least 20 people to buy this game, at least.
Exactly.
That have told me directly that why they bought the game, or that I've gifted the game to. You, Wix, Cockwaddle, Ethan, you know, and Channel 5, the people who do the Channel 5 contest. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be a whole bunch of gratitude, and I agree with Relly when he says that they gave us TMTK so they could stop giving us DLC. So what is something that you could just do without? Like, what's one of the things that you're like, this is pointless, it never should have been added to the game, why is it here, what were they thinking? Like,
I definitely feel like there's a few of them. I mean, I never use the festive stuff, but that's probably because I don't build festive parks. I'm sure they're great if you do. But I don't know. Good pieces. Is that the kind of thing where you don't really think about items until you're scrolling through the catalogue?
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah, I mean, there are definitely stuff. There's things that I've definitely never.
I will tell you one thing that I effing hate, and as soon as you see it, you're gonna be like, "Yep, wait, me too."
Yeah, go for it.
These, the stupid ass, those,
Yes.
Those that you have got
agree.
to find ways to cover up, or just deal with. Like, just look at them and be like, I'm just gonna look at them and deal with it.
Yeah.
Not the gates. What, you like the gates? The stationary? You like them, Ivan? Molo thinks that you should have we should have a Moomin tries console. Well, I mean, I honestly think that the little series of parks is Moomin being as close to console as he can.
Is it on?
It's your love and life. You're out of your mind.
Planet Coaster. No, I think that was it. They took it off Game Pass.
They are annoying. They're horrible. We don't want them. Leave us alone.
I feel like I want to think of an item, but I can't stand.
I mean, the pathing could have been done better, but I have to admit, when I first saw the first videos, I was excited AF about the pathing. And the terrain, especially. I mean, the terrain. I'm a big terrain editor. I'm a big terrain editing fan, so I still like
I admire the
editing.
people that can do the insane terrain edits and where they sculpt things out of it. That's something that I could never do. Personally.
Your French teacher could never. Oh my god.
Ivan, let it go.
Let it go. Let it go. You're starting to beat a dead horse. Poor Ivan. How many years of school do you have left, mate? Because you're just going to make yourself miserable. You just finished your centerpiece. Yay! You can't use. Also, yay! Finishing something in this game is a big accomplishment. So how many parks have you finished?
Me?
Yeah.
The ones that you've seen on the channel, I think. The only one.
Do you have any unfinished parks that you were just like, no, never, not gonna happen.
Definitely.
I'm done.
Yeah. Hang on. Let me boot up Planko.
Ooh, excitement. You gotta go because you gotta wake up. Yes, definitely do that. You just finished a train station. Now you're uninspired. I love that you're... See, Slangani is one of the people that I gifted the game to. Totally new to Planko. Totally new to the genre. You felt the same about your French teacher. Thankfully, you don't have to do French anymore. You can't do it anyways. Aww. Look, okay. I'm just gonna say this one time. I also did not like my French teacher when I was in high school. But guess what? Ivan, it did not affect me whatsoever anytime that I was not in her class. So it's not something that's going to be in your memory even a year after you finish high school. So you might as well just let it go now. You'll be a happier person for it. You asked that. Yeah, Kara. Chat's been moving fast. If I've missed any questions, terribly sorry. Terribly sorry. There's sometimes they're kind of coming fast and furious.
Let's see what parks I have then. I've definitely deleted parks.
Yeah. Oh, me too.
Lots of parks.
Me too. Although, you pretty much finished a park. It's just the outside. It's taken forever because you won't start it. I have been working on this for 4 years.
Fucker came out of nowhere.
I have deleted entire sections. I have rebuilt entire sections. I have changed entire sections. It's insane. If I would just fucking stop redoing stuff, I would be done. I need to be done.
So I made Tiki Island, which that was for the Channel 5 mini park contest, and once again that was ripped apart by Johnny. So that's buried deep in my past.
Kara, the new French teacher came, and the reason why you didn't learn it that's sad. That is sad. So I realized I have the wheelchair the wheelchair rental, and I have no wheelchair ramp here, but this is way too steep, so I'm going to have to now build a wheelchair ramp.
And my next park after that is Worthington Farms.
Which, honestly... Ooh, Worthington Farms. A park we all know and love.
Little Rock Ridge. Our beautiful Midnight Garden.
That was... Could I put a lift in? I mean, I really like to use wheelchair ramps. I don't know why. I just do prefer them over lifts, and I'm just trying to think about which way to go.
The Isle of Scorth.
That was such a good park. Have you ever built things to replicate flat rides that are not in the game?
Or is this for me again?
Yes.
What is this, like an interview or something?
I mean, my God, I'm just being rude and nosy.
I don't think I've done that. No, I don't think so. Very boring answer.
I
Have you ever built replica flat rides?
fuck no. I'm too lazy for that.
It does sound like a lot of effort.
I mean, here's the thing. It's not that I'm too lazy. It's just that I would get so frustrated if I couldn't make it look exact. And I have a really hard time building off of like I can't replicate stuff. Like when we did the little contest for the Alton Towers castle, Undead can tell you, I would be in my Discord, like streaming to him while I was building it, just crying and like just being like, I'm not gonna fucking do this because I can't make it. Wasn't scaling properly and I couldn't get it to look the right way. So I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna make it like it's ruined because I can't replicate stuff. So me trying to replicate a flat ride, it would make me tear my hair out. Just horrible.
Yeah. The only way that I can do realistic buildings is copying real life buildings.
Yeah, and I hate copying. Like I might look at a building and go, oh, okay, so that's how that was made, and then I just build. Like I just because when I copy, I want it to be a perfect copy. Yeah. And it never is, and it just makes me angry. I get a little bit salty.
You're like Ivan with his French teacher.
Indeed. So I think I'm going to do my wheelchair ramp down this way. Because we already have this area that doesn't use stairs. So, perfect. You stick to the track flat rides. Yeah, let it go. Let it go. Oh my God. I know, I do have to say though, building the stuff that I've been building for DayZ has been fun. As I said, I hate building stuff that I copy. I mean, that's actually been fun. It's been a challenge that I like. But those buildings are also not to scale in any way, shape, or form. And I don't feel any pressure to make them perfect like I would feel the need to make a real building. Like, this one, which is in London. It doesn't, it looks closely enough like the one in London, but not exactly, and it made me very angry to make. And then this one that Lamsky suggested to me, which is a pottery place, just annoyed the hell out of me too because I couldn't make it look exact.
I love that one.
Excuse me. So what's you did the very British park. What inspired you to want to move on and do a Welsh one?
Well,
I mean, other than what was the obvious answer, but
I live here.
Yeah. But you didn't start with a Welsh park. I mean, you live there, so you would think that would have been your first park.
It's true. I think because it's been kind of like a long time coming, because I did one park I forgot to mention is that I did have a Welsh park that I was working on called Treforest Park or something like that. And so I'd already had the image of doing a Welsh park, and I talked about it in a very British park because I talk about how you have to do all the signage in both languages.
Right.
And then I just kind of thought to myself, I think someone actually said, like, are you going to do one for every country of the UK? And I thought that's quite a nice idea. Whether I'll commit to all of them, I don't know.
I mean, that would actually be kind of cool.
Scotland and Ireland as well.
Maybe
Not
you should
sure.
just do one for each place that that England has colonized throughout history.
Maybe. And so,
Sorry.
so yeah, honestly, I don't know.
resist.
I don't think there's a real reason. I feel like there should be. Why isn't there?
No,
But anyway,
I don't think that there has to be. I just I love it. I love what I've gotten to see of it so far, and oh, I'm so excited. I mean, A Very British Park was astounding, but this is like you've taken it to the next level.
there's definitely an upped level of detail.
Yes.
I'm really going to town with TMTK. Yeah, I really want to like just. There will be times before where I just kind of go like, it's fine, like kind of thing. You know, like you do a build and you're like, yeah, I mean, it could be better, but it's fine.
Right.
Whereas this time, I'm like, I'm gonna keep going until it's exactly how I want it to be. Perfect. That's the aim.
It really shows. You were Kara's been to Cardiff. The pronouncement.
The Welsh language is weird.
It's not easy.
It's bizarre.
Nothing sounds like you would think that it would sound.
Not in the slightest.
No, it is a very difficult language, but I like Cardiff quite a bit.
Cardiff's lovely, yeah. It's a great city to live in. I think the thing that I'm struggling most with A Very Welsh Park is that it's not very Welsh. like I was having this complex and I was like, oh god, I can't call it A Very Welsh Park unless it's like super Welsh. And it's like, well, no. The idea with A Very British Park wasn't that it was very British. It was just that it was a British park.
Right. Well, and you've probably been to loads of British parks, or at least one or two. I know that you're not a huge theme park fan, but is there a theme park in Wales Is there a theme park in Wales?
Yeah, Oakwood. And it's known for being a bit shit.
Molo almost went to uni in Cardiff, and can you say you know what moo? Can you speak Welsh moo?
I'm guessing the you know what is the Welsh train station, and no, I definitely cannot. Can I speak Welsh? No, but I can say a few different things, like diolch is thank you. I can say the is if they just say learning to pronounce the place names is probably the most complex, because they have English versions and the Welsh versions, and I tend to try and go with the Welsh version.
Yeah. Plip is half Welsh.
Like the Welsh
Which
alphabet
half?
doesn't. The Welsh alphabet doesn't have a V in it. If there's an F in one of their words, it's pronounced as a V. So stuff like that. It's like.
Oh, okay.
Weird things. Obviously, got the double L is a very common thing at the start, which is
oh gosh,
like Llandav or Llanishen, stuff like that.
The one word that Alex knows in English, French, and Spanish is English. Oh, what a little smarty. So, yeah, I'm loving the you have such a great. How the hell do you build your roads the way that you do? Like you. I mean, I drive on roads every day. I know what they look like, but I just when I sit down to build one, I'm like,
I think it's that I love building them. It's always the parts of the park that you love building always come out the best, because you're happy to spend as much time as you need to on it. Mixed with the fact that I love all things transport. So I love, like in City Skylines, I put all my effort into the buses and trains. Same with Transport Fever is a game that I love, and so I love that aspect of it. And the start of A Very Welsh Park, that entire episode 1 is just roadways and car park.
And oh, what a roadway.
I am rather happy with it. I even made my own TMTK road signs.
Yes, yes, you did. That is amazing. You made me my very first TMTK item, I think, that I used, because I wasn't really, like, when I started streaming, not gonna lie, I didn't know TMTK existed. I mean, I'd been playing since launch, but I never really went on Steam for anything.
I stayed away from TMTK for a long time.
I didn't
know why
it existed. So when you made me my side and you made me my brick, that was my introduction to the TMTK world.
I have a brick.
Hold on.
The brick is very bad, though.
I want to remake a brick. As a matter of fact, I just used the brick not too long ago. Where did I use it? It was in my DayZ park. I used the brick because I didn't have a brick arched window, and I needed a brick arched window, so I used my brick. So this is a Moomin Littlesocks exclusive.
In true
Shit your mouth.
Frontier fashion, I found out that basically the fact the lighting looks terrible is because TMTK only works in an older version of Blender. If you have the new version of Blender, it gives a weird lighting bug, which happens with a lot of TMTK, where if you spin it on a certain angle, the lighting looks off.
Yes, and I think we discovered that with the sign.
But since then, with my new TMTK, which I don't know if you have it downloaded, but you'll see that it's not only the lighting works perfectly, it's also got a beautiful texture to it as well.
I have to. What I need to do is get rid of a lot of TMTK and then reload just what I'm going to use, because I have so much from when I downloaded Disneyland to the Nerd Chacho Park. Oh my god, it was an unfinished park.
Yeah.
And it still had more TMTK in that collection than like my entire collection, and that's a lot. So I've got to go through and because I do the community reviews, which it's been a while. I've got to get one scheduled, but a lot of those have TMTK, so I ended up with a ton of TMTK I don't use. I've got to go through and get rid of it and then reload the stuff that I know I will use, which honestly, even though I do use a lot of TMTK, it's probably like the same 20 or 30 pieces. Okay, probably the same 70 pieces, but still. It's not like I don't come close to using the over 1,000 pieces that I have of it.
Yeah. No, same. I mean, I'm a lot better than you. Let's just put that out there now. But,
you are. You are. It's just because I'm the same way with my unread messages in Discord. Whenever you see those, you're like, Poe, come on. What is wrong with you? Yeah, KR made some for the Irish pub that she did. It took you 8 hours of unsubscribing on your last TMTK purge. Oh my god. Slang has a question for you. Does Moves like to cook? And if he does, what does he like to cook? Being creative and all that.
I do, very much. I've always loved cooking, but then when I met my other half, he is an incredible cook, like way better than me. So I feel like I just prefer him cooking at this point. But no, I really love cooking. And what's the question? What do I like to cook? My signature dish is chili con carne, and I'm yet to taste a better version than my own.
Oh, really?
Really, really.
I am very interested in this because that is a specialty of mine as well.
I refined the recipe originally from mum, but then since then, like taking bits from other people's recipes and kind of amalgamated it into my own. Yeah, very happy with my chili recipe.
That's awesome. Well, I know that you're a bit of a foodie, because that's a large portion of our conversation is what are you eating?
Yeah.
What did you
Really,
eat today? What are you gonna have for dinner?
Asian food.
Yes.
We eat a lot of Asian food.
What's a really weird food combination that you like?
Ooh. Sure, we're quite we follow recipes fairly well. I would say we have a ramen at least once a week, and our current favorite one is it's like a pork dumpling ramen type thing. We found this is really going to detail now. We found that if we put baking soda in the pork mixture, it makes the like really light and fluffy.
Yes.
It adds a nice texture to them.
Yes.
So that's our recent discovery. But
Excellent.
I let Tom, shall we say? I let Tom cook that.
Aldi or Lidl? Do you have both in the UK?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Or are you a Waitrose guy?
No, I wish. I've recently moved to Tesco online delivery, which has made my life much easier because we live on the top floor of flats. So that's nice. But in terms of Aldi and Lidl, I think I prefer Lidl.
It's funny because I don't go to either.
I have both.
I don't think I've ever even been in either one of them, to be honest.
I have both Aldi and Lidl within a 10-minute walk.
What is your favorite TV show?
Ooh. I've got quite a lot, but I would say probably my favorite is either the US Office or Parks and Recreation.
Wow.
My two
okay.
favorites.
The US Office, huh? I've never seen either version of The Office.
I don't like the British version.
I mean, we know this about me. I like watch like 3 things and I watch them over and over and over again.
Oh yeah, and Schitt's Creek.
Oh, Schitt's Creek, so good.
Basically, anything in that kind of world.
Yeah.
Funny, but heartwarming.
Oh, the penthouse life from Moomin. Yes. Yes.
What's heresy? Oh, not liking the British Office. I don't like cringe humor.
I mean, okay, so he's telling you heresy, but because you don't like the British version, but he's dating an American. I mean,
I know, gross.
I mean, right? Like, what's wrong with him? Like, he has any room to talk. Whatever.
Yeah, the UK Office, from what I gather, thrived off of like awkward humor. Which Ricky Gervais does very well, don't get me wrong, but I find it too cringy and uncomfortable, so that I can't find it funny. Whereas the American Office, whilst it started as a replica, they then just moved into their own thing, which was just different.
Yeah.
So sorry, Sir Slangani, but
I mean,
I stand by my statement wholeheartedly.
Jeez. Jeez. Mr. British over here with his American girlfriend.
I've just started rewatching Black Mirror.
Black Mirror is really good, but it hits a little too close these days.
It really does. Yeah. It was Ian Matty's fault. He started talking about it the other day in Discord, and then I just started like reminiscing about different episodes, and then I was like, oh god, now I need to go rewatch it all.
Naturally, as you
That's
do.
what we've been doing.
As one does, yes.
Oh, and here's an old school one that we'd never heard of it, and we thought we gave it a try. Kath and Kim.
Ooh, I've heard of it, but I've never watched it. It's funny, yeah? Or it's a comedy, yeah?
Yeah, it's Australian comedy from the early noughties. But it's really good. I was pleasantly surprised. It's got a lot of quotable stuff, and I found out that is the birth of the term muffin top.
Shut up! What?
Yeah, very good. But we finished that, as we do with everything else, too quickly. There's just not enough of stuff.
It's too easy when you can just binge everything.
Mm.
So you're not at all bothered by new things and new technology, although you like things to be a certain way. You just like pop right in and embrace the whole Netflix thing.
Yeah.
So, hey, Rookie, how you doing? What is your favorite musical?
Okay, this is going to be a curveball. I don't know if many people have even heard of it, but Urinetown.
You're
Yes. Yeah, you heard that right. Urinetown.
I'm too much of a child for this. You know that, right?
It's a very tongue-in-cheek musical where the whole thing is very fourth wall breaking and kind of a parody of musicals, which I liked. If not that, then the Book of Mormon.
Okay.
so. Oh gosh, what is your You're in town? Yeah, Flip.
Yeah, Flip.
literally.
That's what I said too. I was like, yeah, like you are in town or you're in
Guys,
town?
girls,
I mean, it's
and
one
family
word.
Sounds like
pals.
yeah.
You are watching Poetry Slam
I
78.
figured as much.
If you're a lurker, please feel free
Hey,
to lurk.
Cockwaddle!
If you're a chatter, please feel free
What's
to
going
chat. But
on?
either way, you will always
Wanda.
find chill vibes and lots of laughs
Ooh,
here.
Cockwaddle.
Grab some snackies and come hang out.
Kaboosh.
Oh my god, it looks
Ooh,
like we're
a
gonna get
new
another
follower.
one. Hello, thank you so much for the follow, Sid. I'm gonna do it again because I have to do it every time you come. It's the waddle that cocks. It's the cock that waddles. It's the one and only cock waddle. Moomin, please say Sid.
Ooh, who's Sid?
You saw the Book of Mormon in New York City, Kiara. That is great. You are very well traveled. Poet and moomin. What's up, Night
How does
Filtorious?
Phil's go? Night Filtorious.
Hey, Freaky Styly, what's going on? How you doing? Hey, Some Agent. What's up, Winder? How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome in,
All these
Raiders.
lovely people.
Yeah, thank you so much for the raid, Cockwaddle. And Raiders. So I did in the end. I did the thing with the stuff, and I made the little clicky mechanical things on this. You're most welcome, Queen. Seen Book Mormon in London this year. Oh, nice. So I have a question for you. Left sock or right sock first?
What on earth are you talking about?
When you put on your socks, left foot or right foot first?
I've never thought about it.
You might have never thought about it, but I guarantee you do it the same way every time.
I'm gonna guess right, I think.
I like how you're just like, yeah, sure, whatever, Poe. No wet
I
sock talk.
think.
No.
Is that a thing then that you always go
Yeah,
for the
like
thing?
Freaky Stylie's right, Bronwyn's left, Philip is right.
I wonder if it has
Cockwaddle
any
is right.
correlation to whether you're left or right-handed.
I don't know. Do you do a sock then a shoe then a sock then a shoe, or do you do both socks and then both shoes?
Ew, that's a psychopath. No,
Well-
socks then shoes.
Yeah, I'm the same way. And like,
I mean, normally my socks are on way before my shoes go on,
oh, do you wear socks all the time?
and unless it's hot, like now, I don't have socks on now.
Both shoes and the socks over them. Duh. See, that's it. Left, left, left. Mikey is neither. Hey, Mikey, how you doing? Huh. I don't like to wear socks or shoes. So I don't wear either of them, and I don't allow shoes in my house.
No, I don't. I never wear shoes in the house.
But if my feet are cold in the winter, I complain about how cold my feet are, and then I wrap them up in a blanket when I sit down on the couch, and then when I get up, I complain about how cold they are again, because I hate socks.
We get it, Mike. You're different.
Socks first, then shoes. You walk on your hands. Oh, thank you, Freaky Stylie. I appreciate that.
This is not jumper weather. It's still 20 degrees in Cardiff. Like,
Jumper
this is
weather?
ridiculous.
Oh my
it's
God.
10 o'clock and it's 20 degrees.
It was 29 here yesterday. Seriously. Seriously. Like, what the... Could we please just not? So, okay, well, do you prefer hot weather or cold weather? The hair bangs. So do you, baby.
Hmm.
Can I get a, that was dirty?
See, I've always... Oh, sorry, me.
Yeah.
That's a me thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do I... What is it? What do I do?
Oh,
Who am I?
utter filth.
I was being dirty. Just tell me I'm
Ooh.
dirty.
Utter filth. There we go.
Thank you.
Oh, utter filth.
Oh yeah, weather. So up until this ridiculous heat wave, I've always been a fan of heat. But then this has thrown a spanner in the works. But I think it's difficult because the British heat is very different to, say, a Floridian heat. I love the Floridian heat. I do not like the British heat.
Well, the Floridian heat you can escape from in a swimming pool or an air-conditioned room.
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
You really can't do that with
Yeah.
British
there
heat
is
or
no escape.
German heat. Yeah, there's just no escape. It's just there. Just horrible.
Mm.
Is anyone else sitting here thinking on how they would answer these questions?
There might be a few, I imagine. The questions would always be different for everyone though, because I can't remember from person to person what to ask. I'm doing this on the fly. It's totally off the cuff. Which probably horrifies you, doesn't it? Moomin. Like, poet, none of this is planned. Are you kidding me? What's wrong with you?
It all puts me into a state of deep anxiety.
Yeah, it's amazing that maybe we're like friends because opposites.
Yeah. Working in perfect harmony.
Yeah, exactly. It's like fly by the seat of my pants. You're pretty new to playing Cohen, and being introduced to all these insane creators is blowing your socks straight off. Oh, nice. We've got another new person in the community as well. That Moomin.
Is it me?
You're not new, but you introduced me to him.
Yeah.
It's Metaparks.
Oh yeah, he's great.
He's fantastic. His Skyrim park is so cool. I love to
Yeah.
see people building parks of other games, like your Hitman inspired one, just like
Mm-hmm.
oh. And you and I started like a Fallout thing that we never did anything with.
I know. I looked at that a minute ago. Actually, it was looking really good.
Yeah, I know. I should go back to it. I still have my Vault 42.
Just
KR
time
loves
it.
the sound alerts you did, of course.
Mine.
Yeah, I think for my thing. all the sound
The
alerts
words
that
that
get
I said with my mouth.
done. You probably didn't say them with your toes.
Maybe.
Just, maybe you did. I don't know.
Ooh, nice boobs.
You've got nice boobs too. Unlike Paula Abdul, sung.
Ooh, nice.
There we go. Now you can
boobs.
hear it pre-recorded too.
Nice. Okay, I think that the entrance, the back entrance, and exit are done.
It's all looking stunning, by the way.
This bus stop, baby. You've watched all the tutorials videos Moomin made, and it really helped you out. Also loved build on Little Treasure Cove. Oh, thank you.
It was an incredible build.
I loved making that build. Yes, you are allowed to ask Moomin your own questions. So let's just take a little look here. We've got our stroller and wheelchair rental. Moomin. Chacho would be proud of me. I've interiored these things.
I'm proud of you.
And we've
Nerd
got...
Chacho couldn't even be bothered to show up today.
I know. What a punk ass. I'm gonna message him and tell him to shit his mouth.
Shit your mouth.
And then this is exit, so you cannot open the doors from the other side. You only can exit out of this. This is the gift shop exit. Good night, Bronwyn. Have a great evening. If there was a Planet Coaster Royal Rumble, who would win?
Help me.
I'm not getting into the middle of this. That's all you, babe. I'm
What
sorry.
the F is a Royal Rumble?
Oh, okay. So like
Was that wrestling?
Like like an ultimate battle, like what's like oh fuck, my brain. Where I was the queen of Planco. What the fuck? Like one of those, but a lot bigger. A build off. Help.
I need more information to give an honest answer to this question.
Maddie. Although not you think Maddie. Literally nothing better than building in Planco while listening to ramblings on about Planco, right? I do it all the time.
Because if we're talking about a build-off, that's one thing. Or if we're saying literally if you and I were to wrestle, then like that's a completely different question.
Oh, I would win.
Exactly. You would win against everybody in the community at the same time.
What's up? Well, a 30-man battle royale where a contestant is eliminated by being thrown over the top rope. There isn't one. There are a ton of gorgeous creators. There are. Both feet have to touch the floor. I mean, that was a hell of a question, Mike. Are you trying to trip? Moomin, I'm thinking about filling the entire center of this with a lake.
I think that's wise.
I'm so fucking tired of making this park. I cannot stand it.
I think it'd look really nice with a lake in the middle.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think I'm just going to take this crane and put like 2 or 3 more over here and put just like some pieces. Like there's something being built. I'm so fucking
Yeah, that
tired.
can just be like a backlot.
Yeah.
I think you're like, you're nearly there.
I am.
Very exciting.
Oh my god. I did build this roller coaster and it doesn't suck. I need somewhere for it to go. Or I can just save it and put it somewhere
I think that's the
else.
nicest thing you've ever said about yourself. You built a coaster and it doesn't suck.
That doesn't say very much for the things that I say about myself, does it? Fuck's sake.
Yeah, poet, what's next?
Oh, what's next? Well, I've got my Daisy Park that I'm working on, of course. No. Oh. Fuck me. Oh, well, thank you so much. To be done. Oh my god. You're off to bed up early. Good night, Welshie. Hugs and kisses and stars for wishes. Loves you, loves you. Well, I'm having my Halloween contest. I encourage all of you to enter. It is a blueprint. You need to take your favorite children's book or story and turn it into something horrible and scary. You can find details in my Discord. You can find my Discord link. Thank you, Dolga, in chat. So I think what I'm going to do, Alex, is probably build a park to put the blueprints in. So I'll do a nice little entrance and maybe a couple of little restaurants and maybe like a little plaza-y area so that when we put the blueprints in, it will look like a park. And it won't just look like I've lined up a bunch of blueprints in a row like I usually do when I review blueprints. So, yeah, between the Daisy Park and the Halloween Park, once this is done, I have plenty to do. I still have my Christmas park from last year I never finished. And Nerd
Fine, you can just
Tacho
work
and
on
I
it next Christmas.
Yeah, that's the plan. It's like a progressive Christmas park. You just progress it from one Christmas to the next. And Nerd Chacho and I are planning on a collab, so it'll be busy. Moo, talking about the contest, are you intending to do more in the future?
Definitely. I really enjoyed the landmark contest. Yeah, 100%.
I did too. I did. The landmark contest was amazing.
Mm.
Are
Yeah, I was really happy
you,
with the results we got from that.
Me too. I was happy with the amount of entries and gosh, it was really cool to see what people built and really cool to learn about some of the landmarks that I didn't know about. What is the best documentary you have watched?
Don't fuck with cats.
Don't fuck with cats. Is it really
Easy.
about cats?
Yeah. It's the most difficult thing I've ever watched, but the most hard-hitting documentary. Either that or The Jinx.
That's
Also very
horrific
good.
to watch. Okay, I don't know if I want to watch it then. The Don't fuck with cats. I don't know.
It's a hard watch, but it was a very good documentary. But yeah, The Jinx is probably my favorite
Yeah.
documentary because it's one of the few documentaries where it actually has a conclusion to it, where a lot of them don't seem to feel like they have to have one.
Yeah.
Which is stupid. Like, unless you've caught the murderer, don't make a documentary about it.
Yeah.
But with The Jinx, they actually they solve it whilst they're making the documentary. So it was super interesting.
Oh, that's really cool. So Mikey's currently watching the Ted Bundy tapes. That's got to be horrible. I would know. So I mean, Ted Bundy was in Florida, right? And I was young. He was I believe in the Gainesville area. And I didn't live too far from there. And I remember my mom being like, not wanting me to leave, like not letting me leave the house. I had always been able to do pretty much whatever I wanted. We lived in a very small town and I could ride my bike anywhere, and suddenly I wasn't allowed to do anything. And she's like, you're gonna get murdered. There's a murderer who likes girls with brown hair. And like, that was really freaking scary for me. Like, the whole Ted Bundy thing was horrifying. I was a child. I was like 6 years old. Which YouTuber and or streamer would you like to see make a Planko series, Moomin?
I'm not sure. I mean, all of the I enjoy what each Planet Coaster content creator does now.
Yeah,
to be honest,
I do too.
because I love that everyone just has their own thing, whether it be a live stream and even down to the live streams, like how they tackle each of those differently, like how yours and Cockwaddle streams are so vastly different, even though you're both playing the same game. How Matty's focus is on spotlighting parks. console. Chacho and me obviously are quite similar, but he doesn't do time lapses. He just does like updates. Yeah, I think it's interesting how everyone's got their own way of creating content for the game.
Alex says Tom Scott. I mean, what kind of like first wave of Planet Coaster YouTuber? Because I don't know that there were any streamers back then. Would you like to see kind of make something?
I'd like to see Jonty come back to Planet Coaster.
Yep, I would too.
I think he had a real gift for it. That's probably my art.
I would love to see. I don't know if you ever watched him because right now he's primarily just doing Minecraft. But when I found him, he was doing City Skylines and Planet Coaster, and Corrales was amazing to watch in Planet Coaster. God, he was just so creative, and he's so charming. Like I love him. I love his Minecraft stuff too. But whenever I first kind of found Planet Coaster streams, he was one of the people that I really loved.
Ooh, cash money.
Some agent! Oh my god! Holy shit! Thank you so much! Holy smokes! I really appreciate that. Wow, thank you so much for that dono. And Timos, thank you. Hello, welcome. You just discovered this game. It's a great game. You have been saying I mean. Wait, what? It's me! Oh god! Mikey's been saying, I mean. I love that. I didn't realize that I said it so much until Cockwaddle brought it to my attention.
Mean.
I mean, you have had the shit ripped out of you. Why? There's nothing wrong with saying it. For the last few weeks. I mean, considering that it's me, you could have been saying a lot worse than I mean.
I love that you started that with I mean.
I didn't even realize it.
Do I have one that I say?
You've been starting every sentence with it. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Do you have one?
Wow.
Say good lord quite a lot.
You do kind of say good lord, but no, it's like when you call me bish all the time.
I do, but I mean that's very deliberate.
There's a new alert with I mean. Oh my gosh, I should record one that says I mean.
You should.
Did you look in the blurps on my Twitch? I have one that's new, but it's not activated right now.
No, but I am now.
You could play it once.
Guys, gals,
but
and
don't
non-binary
activate
pals.
it.
You are watching Poetry Slam 78.
See you later,
if you're a
Alex.
lurker,
Hey,
please
Josh.
feel free to lurk. If you're a chatter, please
Gotta
feel
get
free
going,
to chat.
but your work is
But
always
either way,
stunning. Happy
you will
streaming,
always
David.
find
Much
chill vibes
love,
and lots of
much love.
laughs
Thank
here.
you so much
Grab
for
some
that dono. I
snackies
really
and come hang
appreciate
out.
it. And welcome, Raiders. How you doing? What's going on, Josh? I do need to do one that says I mean. Thank you so much for that raid. I really appreciate it. Welcome in, Raiders. How are y'all doing tonight?
Is it the Christmas one by any chance?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Did you listen to it?
Mm-hmm.
I need to do one that says I mean. Oh, sorry. I did that normally with a bit of I mean. Yeah, I mean, so oh god, I do say it a lot. Stop it. Somebody stop me. It is a good one though. It's very versatile because you could be like, I mean, or you could be like, I mean, motherfucker. You know, like if you I'm gonna make one tomorrow. I could probably do it tonight, but I won't.
I love how honest you are with yourself.
I have to be.
Realistic.
Yeah, I have to be. I got myself into a lot of trouble a few years ago with not being honest with myself or realistic about what I had the capacity to do, and I overloaded myself hugely. And in doing so, it affected others, and I felt horribly about it. So now it's just, if I don't have the capacity, then I don't have the capacity, and that's okay. I don't have to do everything. And that's a valuable lesson for any of you, honestly. If you don't have the capacity, just be honest. It's okay to say no, and it's okay to be like, this is just me. I know that when I get done with my stream, it's already 11:30 at night. When I get done with my stream, I'm just going to go to bed. I'm not going to sit here and record my voice 8,000 times until I get the perfect I mean. So it's pointless to say that I will. And you'll play it to annoy him. I love it. I love it. We should just, Mikey, we should get you and me both in the recording. Both just going, I mean. Like, that would be even better. You have taken an extended break. Yes, breaks, not breakdowns. Exactly. So it's kind of, you have a load of stuff on your plate, Moomin. How do you keep yourself from being overextended? Because you work full time. You're in a relationship, so you definitely want to dedicate time to your partner, because I know that's very important to you. And then, of course, recording and editing takes so much of your time. You've got to be very stretched thin. How do you manage it all?
Copious amounts of alcohol.
Oh, fuck. That's what I'm doing wrong.
It's really, really simple. How do I balance? I think I only do anything if I want to do it. I don't force myself into doing anything. Happiness is always key. So like I could feel tons of pressure from people wanting this next series sooner, but I know that it would be detrimental to me if I create content when I'm not in the mood to do so.
Yeah, that's true. And I guess because you are passionate about it and it's something that you like, it doesn't seem like it's a chore or...
Ooh, a new follower.
No.
Hello, 69 say. How you doing?
Ooh, 69.
How weird would it be if we all just wandered around going, ooh, 102? Like it's like 69's the dirty number, so we're all used to it. But what if it had been a different number? Do you ever think about shit like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the time.
You have a busy mind.
I mean, it's full of useless stuff, but it's definitely busy.
Yeah, you're Spanish. Ah, welcome in. Hola.
Hola.
And we have reached the extent of my Spanish.
That is the end.
My sister could speak Spanish really, really well. She lived in Spain for a number of years. But I didn't.
No, I'm limited to English and French.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, my French is bad.
You do speak Japanese, though, so I mean, that's quite a skill.
Yeah. Yeah, but mein Deutsch is scheiße. I said that one night and somebody goes, yes, it is. Now Moomin is saying it.
I mean...
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't even know if it's... I honestly don't even know if I could blame it on it being a Florida thing. I think it's just always been a part of me that I didn't realize was a part of me until Cockwaddle brought it up. Oh, yeah, I've been building this park for 4 years. I'm in year 274. I didn't even realize that. I should have paused it when it was on 269. I'm going to have to just go until it's 69.
Basically.
Fuck that. Oh, fuck that. Damn that. You blamed Flaming Gamer for it. Oh no! Pointing out stuff. Cockwaddle, he's one to point things out, isn't he? Mr. Pointer Outer, and he does things too. Or something. So Cockwaddle. Oh my god, you're definitely not Cockwaddle. You're Moomin. How do you take your coffee, Moo?
Black, no sugar. Same as my tea.
Oh, you're like a real adult.
A real grown-up person.
That is
Yeah.
that is grown-up coffee and tea.
Ideally, I'll just have a espresso as my coffee of choice.
Ah, yeah, you're so much more adulty than I am. You're the one I'm
I try
gonna
my best.
call when I need an adult. Adulty or adult? Good lord.
Just run at me screaming, "Help me, please!"
I could do that. I can do that for you. I think I might just. No. Stop making more work for yourself. This is supposed to be to make less work for yourself. What are you doing?
Literally just supposed to be a lake.
So, you know what I can't get out of my head? That little, like, cherry picker truck that you made.
Oh yeah.
Is that on the workshop by any chance?
No, I don't think it is.
Oh, I didn't.
I
think
can do
it
that for
was.
you, though, if
I
you want.
couldn't find it. Yes. I love it so much. Like I probably watched that episode at least 4 times because I loved that little cherry picker so much.
It was an absolute nightmare because that truck has the biggest hitbox on it.
Yes, I tried to make one and I was like, fuck this. This you have got the patience of unlike anyone I've ever seen. You fell
definitely...
asleep? Like Ross from Friends? Oh, that cockwaddle. Okay, a question for either of you from Mr. Vicky Stiley. Currently starting a Bavarian style park after your ventures to Germany recently. What would be a good method to create all the wooden supports on the buildings, and how would you go about it?
I'll leave that all up to you.
Oh, you haven't really done much of the Bavarian? Why are you gonna leave it up to me?
You literally live in Germany.
I can't remember how I did these. What did I
My
use?
only input is I really like the wooden column.
That's what I was about to say. I used the wooden pillar. I think the wooden pillar is absolutely perfect. And I use it in combination with some of... Well, no, I made this one myself. The wooden brackets.
Mike's right. Blubber does a ton of Bavarian
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Blubberhoofd, he does.
Blubberhoofd.
Blubberhoofd. I don't know. I just look at pictures that I've taken of German buildings. Although this one is not German. This is the Dunstable Arms, and it actually exists in Norfolk. Norfolk.
I appreciate your attempt every time.
I just can't. I know it's wrong. I know that I'm
Norfolk.
saying Norfolk, like I'm not pronouncing the R, and I'm just saying fuck. But without the accent, though, it sounds weird. You have to have the accent for it to sound right, and I don't have the accent, so I'd rather just say Norfolk. But then people think I'm talking about Virginia, because there's a Norfolk, Virginia.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody like asked me today. They're like, "Oh, you're seeing somebody?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah." And they're like, "Oh, where's he from?" And I was like, "Norfolk." And they were like, "You're dating somebody from Virginia?" And I was like, "Fuck no." I mean, no. What? Norfolk, Virginia. Virginia. I have an aunt named Virginia, but as my grandmother says, Virginia. Virginia. So tell me about where you grew up. Like, you don't have to name the city or the place, but I know that you grew up in a very interesting house.
I did. I grew up in a lighthouse on the coast of Norfolk. Yeah, we're very rural, completely surrounded by fields. There was nothing and nobody, which I think probably has led to me being the recluse that I am now.
Yeah, you're not really overly fond of large crowds.
Or just people in general, to be honest.
No, that's why I was very surprised. Very surprised and very honored when we were able to meet and spend time together. That made it doubly special. But to grow up in a lighthouse, what was that like? That just seems so like, well, first of all, kind of posh to me.
It's a bit whimsical, isn't it?
It is. It's super whimsical, and as somebody who loves fairy tales and whimsy, that just
I remember
like,
the first time when my parents bought it, they didn't tell us, and it wasn't until they drove us there to show us the new house. And we were driving along the lane, and they said to us, "Guess which one it is?" And obviously, we were like, I don't know, that one. And then eventually, they were like, we just started driving up the track towards the lighthouse, and you can imagine we lost our absolute minds. But yeah, it was. They bought it really run down, so it was super cheap.
yeah.
But it was very cool. Very cool.
Was it a functioning lighthouse at that
Yeah.
point? Yeah.
It still is, yeah. It's completely automatic. It flashes 3 times every 30 seconds, I'll have you know.
Wow.
Yeah, well, what Mikey says. Everyone always said, "Oh, I bet it must be really hard to sleep." But you don't see the light at all from.
Yeah, because you're right. You're like under it, basically. If you were across the road from it, yeah, it'd be a nightmare. But
you might sometimes, like middle of the night, be able to see a tiny bit of glow, like on the fields, but it's quite a directional thing, like out to sea. So, yeah, it's a very interesting place to grow up, but very isolated.
yeah. Well, I mean, you lived in a lighthouse, and your dad had a really cool gaming store. I mean, it sounds like you had, like a pretty solid foundation.
Yeah, definitely. I know. I feel very grateful to have had the upbringing I had and the parents that I had.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And you did a little bit of theater when you were younger yourself, right?
I was an actor. Yeah, I still do a bit of voice acting.
Well, you definitely are. You're absolutely a performer, without a doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Again, it is a weird kind of like conflict because I am an anxious, antisocial person, or unsociable, but yeah, I definitely have a performer. I like creating characters. Like I feel like
Normal.
Moomin is a character, slightly.
Right.
Because I don't I don't talk like that day to day.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think sometimes people are really surprised when they do get like that rare kind of the glimpse of the like the regular voice. They're like, "Whoa, that sounds like a different person."
Yeah.
Because you're like very
This-
clipped. You're very, very like you have you're just like very clipped and super professional and succinct on the videos.
Yes. Yeah. Which just comes back to the same thing again of like why I don't do live streams, because like this is me just talking normally, but no, I wouldn't say I'm in character now. I feel quite relaxed.
Oh, I'm
Wait.
very glad to hear that. I was hoping that you would be. I never want to
Yeah.
I never want to make you uncomfortable. But
I definitely adjust my persona based on who I'm speaking to, but I feel I can be myself when I'm talking to you.
Aw, you're gonna make me cry. I already feel tears in my eyes. So that's very kind of you.
But obviously, like the welcome back to episode 4 is like that's a very put on. If you go right back to the beginning of a Very British Park, like I was going for kind of like almost douchey newsreader vibes.
Yeah.
In like to kind of push that sarcasm even further.
I love it.
But then I just kind of like that was too much of a character for me, so I just stepped back a bit.
You two get a room.
Why don't you get a room, Mike? Jeez.
You know what? We would get a room. We would get a room and we would drink gin and tonics and we would talk shit.
And eat fried chicken.
That's exactly what we would do. We would eat karage. We would eat Japanese style fried chicken.
I was literally just gonna say, yeah.
And
Japanese
watch
fried
trashy TV. Do you have any guilty pleasure TV shows that are kind of like you don't really want to tell people you watch them, but you do in secret when nobody can see you? Or look at your Netflix history.
Yeah, it used to be. Well, no, still RuPaul's Drag Race. I used to watch back in the day. I stopped a couple of years ago, but that was always. I didn't like the fact that I liked it because it's such a gay cliche.
Yeah.
I actively try not to be any kind of stereotype when it comes to my sexuality. So I didn't enjoy the fact that I liked RuPaul's Drag Race, and I tried to steer away from all stereotypes.
It's funny that you say like that's that reasoning, because I also, of course, I love Drag Race, but I don't like it because it's so nasty. People are so mean to each other. Like I get bored with the drama. I get bored with the nastiness. I want to see the skits and the funny stuff and the dresses and the fashion and the makeup. I don't want to see all like the meanness. Like I feel embarrassed for liking it because that meanness is such a big part of it, and I don't like that. Thank you so much for that sub to Beanie Bear. Hey babe, how are you doing? You talk shit regardless.
Yeah, I really loved seeing the transition from male to female.
Yes, it's so
That always
amazing.
fascinated me, and like the way that they get to that end result.
The way that they can use makeup and tape and a glue stick just fucking blows my mind.
But as you said, all of the catty bitchiness in between, I wasn't interested.
I don't like that. Yeah. No, and I have watched Sewing Bee. I've watched I think I've seen 2 seasons and I've watched both seasons like 5 times. I think that's one of the reasons why I love the Great British Bake Off, because there's not really that catty nastiness in it, it's just kind of like you get enough of that. I like the more but yeah, it is a guilty pleasure because it also is kind of it is a cliche, isn't it?
I would say, generally speaking, I'm quite open about the things that I watch. Can't think of anything that I wouldn't talk about.
I gotcha. So how long, if I do ask a question, you told me to get spicy, so I'm gonna get spicy. How long have you been with Tom?
It was 4 years in August.
Oh my goodness.
I know, that's like a lifetime in gay years.
It is. It's like a lifetime when you're still in your 20s. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
That's like a quarter of your adult life.
That's huge.
True.
That's huge. But that's lovely. That's lovely because I think that at least 20 in gay years. I mean,
yeah.
You two are lovely.
No.
Like seriously, chat. Trust me when I say they look like freaking models. Okay, freaking models. Like, you rock up to them and suddenly you're like, you swear to God, you've aged 30 years, you've grown a wart on your nose and sprouted hair on your chin, and you're standing next to like Adonises. It's
Right.
nuts.
I agree about Tom, but
Oh my God. I almost ran away. I was like, oh my God, there's too many beautiful people right here. What's going on? I've got to go.
I think the thing that works with us is that we're just like best friends. Like, there's no Ponzi romance. Like, I don't know. We're just like two friends hanging out.
Yeah, you just work. Like, you're very in sync with what you want out of your relationship, and that's what makes a relationship work, is when you're just in sync with it.
Yeah.
And that's probably pretty refreshing.
I am Moomin's secret socks.
Moomin's secret socks.
Very few people know what I look like.
So how do you, I mean, I know it's probably because it's very, very important to you, but I find it so hard, and maybe it's because I'm in a more of a live arena where I'm like connecting with people in real time, but how do you maintain such a huge level of privacy? That is it difficult to do that?
Sometimes, yeah. Like, sometimes I just want to be like, hey, this is my name. Like, I don't know, just like, I feel like, and to be honest, I'm amazed that I haven't just like accidentally said my name in some sort of context or anything like that. But I think it's important, like, that one time of going, oh hey, this is my name, or this is what I look like. You can't ever take that back then.
Right.
Like, it's such a huge thing, and that's just like a level of privacy that you can never get back.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be taken lightly. And I think that's the only reason, to be honest. Like, I'm not saying never. Like, depending on where the channel goes, who knows? I might become a faced YouTuber. But right now, it's nice that I can
Just like virginity, kids. Always leave room for Jesus. What the fuck?
Good lord. But yeah, it's nice that I've got my real life, and then I've got Moomin Littlesocks, and that like nobody knows that the other one exists.
Yeah, that's nice too, because you kind of have that same privacy going the other way, don't you? I mean, you've got like
Yeah,
the
like my
real
work
life
colleague.
aspect, and yeah,
My colleagues don't know about Moomin Littlesocks.
yeah, which is nice because it's so hard. Like, I don't really talk about it to like real life people either. I mean, other than my friend Sunflower Mama, if somebody else from like that part of my life came into my stream, I would probably be like, like, it'd be weird.
Yeah.
Is the privacy for safety, preference, or to keep other life and work stuff separate?
Definitely keeping it separate, but I would say primarily, I think safety. Like, once people know who you are, they know who you are. It's kind of what I said, like, and that is a scary thing. Like,
Yeah.
There's no escaping that. Like, depending on where the channel goes, and that's the thing. Like, I don't know how big the channel can go, and then if it gets to a point where it's fairly big and I become known to a lot more people, a decision now to say, hey, this is who I am, could be a much bigger deal further down the line.
Yeah, that's true. Once the
So-
meat goes into the taco, it cannot be vegan. I don't know why that just feels dirty to say. Oh. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like, I don't want to say it like that, how Mike said it, because I am under no illusion that I don't think I'll ever get to a point where people would recognize me anyway. But it's just like a
Oh,
precaution.
utter filth.
Yeah, I totally understand that. I totally understand that, but I had an online presence before I started streaming, where I'd already shared photos of myself, so I knew it wouldn't be very long before people like found my Instagram, and it was just like, you know what, it's already out there for me, so I wasn't ever really gonna try to hide it. But I'm very careful to not reveal. People can know who I am without really knowing who I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think you still keep quite a lot of it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. My personality is real, but you don't get the details, right? That's privileged information. And as much to protect my safety as well as my kids. And just like you protecting Tom's, like we both have other people to think about.
Yeah, like I'm a very private person, but Tom is even more so. So if I reveal who I am, then that's kind of opening up people to know who he is, and it just goes from there.
Right, exactly. And it's funny, do you get a lot of that? I mean, I haven't seen a whole lot of it in the Discord. But do you get a lot of it in YouTube comments? Do people like continuously ask for face reveals? Has that gotten more prevalent as your channel has grown?
Yeah, I would say at least once a month somebody says something about a face reveal.
And why do you think that's so important to people?
I completely understand it, to be honest. Like, there are a few faceless content creators that there's just like this urge to know what they look like. Like when you just hear someone's voice, you paint your own picture of who they are, and then there's always going to be a part of you that wants to know.
Yeah, I mean that's curiosity. Yeah, a way to connect. Yeah, I mean I know that you and I have had some discussions about me using a webcam and me being just like staunchly against it, and you being like, I think if people can see your face, it's, it especially since you're live, it's easier for people to connect with you. And you told me that it was easier for you to see my emotion.
Yeah, definitely.
And so, yeah, I think a lot of it is, probably connection. You create images of people, you don't know what they look like. Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I have an image of Pi in my head.
Oh, I do too.
Probably the main one for me. I don't know why. Like, as a creator, him and Blubber as well. Like,
oh yeah, I have images of both of them. Yeah,
listening to them, you have to kind of have an image of what they look like.
Yeah, and for me, they're both tall.
I think Blubber's not.
But I think Pi is. I'm pretty sure I've heard Pi say that he is tall before.
But then on the other side of it, like, since finding out what Nerd Chacho looks like, in a way has kind of like not ruined it for me, but like, you know what I mean? Like it's changed my view. I don't know how the best way to put.
It's really funny because I was like, that's what Nerd Chacho looks like. Yeah. All right. But then I just went on picturing what he looks like in my head. Like, I just went on picturing it how I imagined, because that's what my imagination has been who he is to me for so long that, like, the real him was like, no, that's not really him. I'm just going to keep seeing him in my head.
There was no part of my brain that was like, okay, from now on we'll associate what he looks like. It's like, nah, it'll just be my original image and we'll forget about what he really looks like.
Yeah. And he's a pretty good looking guy, but still not what I like imagined. Which is, it's really funny how we do, like, what makes our brains see those characteristics that we see. That's interesting.
No. How bad does he look? No, he's really good looking. He's a very nice looking man. He really is. You just have I have an image of Pi being very, very tall and very, very thin with for some reason, big fluffy blonde hair. I don't know why. That's my image of Pi.
I think he does have blonde curly hair.
Yeah, I feel like that. You don't care how you or any of the community looks. It doesn't matter. It's not about you guys, but the way you do you build. Yeah, your little 2 cents. Yeah, no, I agree with that, Kara. I feel like one of the reasons I personally don't use a camera is number one, I'm not comfortable with it. I don't have a lot of confidence in my looks, and I don't want people to look at me. But number two is I don't want people to base whether they like me on my looks. I want people to base whether they like me on my personality and on, if they like what I do in a game. I don't want my looks to have to be a factor in that. That's something that's really important to me, that my looks are not a factor in whether or not people like what I do. That comes into it for me hugely. You remember that one time in Discord, Moomin quickly turned on his cam and then off again?
I did. I gave a quick wave and then turned it off again.
God, I was there, right?
Yeah, you were. It's because it was a very small, select group. It was you, Chez, Cockwaddle. Was that it?
Okay, I think I remember that now. Pi has brown hair, sometimes wears glasses. You have seen Jero. I feel your little illustrated image is great move to bridge the gap. I feel like bridge the gap. I feel like that too. I feel like that's beautiful.
My profile picture is very accurate, I would say.
Undead as well. What do you mean?
Oh yeah, Undead was in the call as well.
Oh yeah.
Right, my lovely poetry slam. It is 11 o'clock.
Oh my god.
Which is my bedtime.
It's midnight.
Oh my god, it's midnight and I have got such an early day. Oh, help me.
Well, this is what happens when two friends get together.
It is. I really miss our conversations, and I'm really glad that you let me ask you a lot of questions and that you let me get a little bit nosy with you even.
You are so welcome, and it's been a delight, and I hope I haven't been too boring.
Oh, pish posh, you've not been boring at all. Stop it.
Pish posh.
Pish posh.
And I would like to take this opportunity to say thank you to you for being an incredible streamer, and most importantly, just a friend to all of us in the community. And we all love you.
Oh, why'd you do it? Why'd you do it? Oh, no.
It's the only way to do it. And let's just have one of these.
We're both
There we
alright. Shut up, I am. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Where are we? Where are we?
Where are you?
Oh, I can't do it. I was gonna turn on my camera, but I can't because Slobs will not let Discord run the camera while Slobs is active.
Well, that's sad.
Fucking Slobs. I swear.
Well, I appreciate the gesture was there.
Oh man. I'm crying as Felix used to say when he was little. I'm crying in my eyes. So we're gonna go get Metaparks. I see that Metaparks is streaming, and I really want to introduce all of you to Metaparks. If you have not made your acquaintance yet, he's brand new to the Planet Coaster community. He's doing a Skyrim park. He's very pleasant, and I would love for him to have a really warm welcome into the Planet Coaster community, because when we have more people, we keep our game alive for longer, and when we have more good people, then it's a good way to grow the community. But yeah, anyways, Moomin, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I cannot wait to get this one up on YouTube and let everyone enjoy it for years to come. And the rest of you, thank you all so very, very much for hanging out with us tonight. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the raids and all the great questions. And I hope that a lot of you come back. I know a lot of you came for Moo. Hopefully you liked what you saw here, and we can continue to grow this beautiful community of ours. Until then, hugs and kisses and stars for wishes. I hope you all have sleeps full of wonderful dreams. Good night. Oh.
Oh.